All right, guys, Shotty T here with another series. This is 7.1.3 Boss Fights. And as you can see, we have a Red Hulk buffet. Uh, Basically, it's tough to get hit by this guy because once he racks up those heat charges, it's going to hit really hard if you block. So the idea here is similar to what I did in the Yondu fight, just hit into the block, induce heavy and specials. That's pretty much the main idea here. Once voids debuffs kick in, that'll punish the buffet. So that's the idea here. And this will be the last video that I'll post today, because like I said, it's gonna get real busy in less than an hour from now, because I do have other endeavors outside of playing this mobile video game. I do a lot of DraftKings, FanDuel, so daily fantasy. So there's a big slate of basketball games today. And there's also a football game today. So I play daily fantasy quite a bit. Not to the point where I say I'm an expert, like I win every time. You always feel good when you put the lineup together, but then when it plays out, just something weird always happens, whether it's foul trouble in basketball or injury in football. But the idea around the picks, for the most part, I do pretty decent, but not to the point where I'm like classified as a expert. But so that's gonna be and then plus I'm gonna be visiting some family members, exchanging some gifts. So basically, that's another reason why we'll say the second half of the boss fights likely to be posted tomorrow. We'll also post we'll probably post the Alliance War results fight later on tonight when I get home after all the festivities are dialed down. And I may be able to get a couple of videos in. I'll probably definitely get a video regarding the greater gifting crystals since it is Christmas. So I'll go ahead and get those videos posted along with the war fight tonight. And like I said, I'll do part 2 of this Act 7 likely tomorrow. So as you can see, doing pretty well. And you saw early in the fight, took a couple of blocked hits and it just took a chunk of damage. So it's just not smart to get, I mean, that's hitting into the block, let alone getting actually hit by him. I mean, a 5-hit combo basically kill you. So, but the debuffs have kicked in, so buffet is completely out the window at this point. Sometimes it'll throw you off when he just randomly throws that heavy. So you have to be mindful of that at times. Sometimes when you fight against a computer, you expect a certain rhythm. You don't expect them to randomly throw a heavy attack when you're not close to them. Because normally they'll do it when you're close. But I know Mysterio sometimes, like there's another one, just throws that special. But Mysterio's another one that likes to throw heavies when you're not close to him, especially after he throws a special attack. It's like he goes in overdrive. But that fight becomes very easy with Void. Of course, there are other heal block counters for that fight as well. And it's 5-star. Next one is Vision Arcus. Now, he's a little tough here. Going to use our Nova Flame. So the idea here, I think if you have an armor break active, I think it's crumbling armor on top of that, if I'm not mistaken. No, it's not crumbling armor. But if you have an armor break active, you basically are heal blocked. So if you don't have a cold snap immune champ, you're going to take a lot of cold snap damage. And you're not going to be able to heal. You can't use willpower at all. So the idea with Human Torch here is it's all about spacing. And try not to bait SB2. I'm just have to take that block damage if I get it. But the idea is just to keep baiting those SP1s and just use the spacing to punish that with a heavy attack. And you'll see an example of that as soon as I can stop getting him to throw SP2s. So right now we're not off to a flying start here. We're not pacing ourselves to beat the guy. But once I get into a rhythm, you'll see things start going to my favor. So there's the spacing there. So now we get into the rhythm where he's throwing his specials because his power gain is so crazy. He's almost doing that every time. So it is a scary sight to see his power gain the way it is. And I want to say that the normal matchup you put for this fight, Doctor Doom, is not a great matchup. It was something about this node that made it more difficult to use the likes of Doctor Doom. I think if you nullify a, a buff, instead of you gaining power like Mr. Dispersion, you actually lose power. So that Doom cycle is kind of thrown out the window when you're facing him on this fight. It's still doable, but the typical way that you used to fight him with Doom, that cycle is just thrown out the window. So we go ahead and throw an SP3 here since we got a 6-star with the adrenaline. Get some of that health back. That's the only reason why I threw it. And hopefully he'll get to SP1. And we just counter that with a heavy. Like so. And another SP1. Heavy. So there's a lot of small things in this game. If you can understand the reach of your opponent's special attack, where you can just space and punish it with a heavy attack, because it becomes very useful when you fight stun immune fights. So it's a very useful skill to have as far as spacing, not just from special attacks, but also from specials as well. And again, we're just gonna block that. Like, I saw this Summer Showdown, which was pretty nice. The finals where I think Happy McMuffins or whoever, he completely decks the SP2. That's the first time I ever seen that happen. Even Diggity Dork Lessons and the other guy was kind of like, I've never seen that before. I haven't been able to do it. Now, of course, it takes a lot of chip damage here because, like I said, these health pools and attack pools are nothing to play with. And I got lucky there that he didn't throw an SP2 there. Hopefully it cooperates. It throws another SP1, and he doesn't, so I'm gonna take more block damage. So now I can't take another one of those. So now it's closing time. Gonna get some adrenaline, get some health back, but once again, I can't take another SP2, otherwise I'm gonna die. That's based off the block damage I took before. It's gonna kill me if it gets to another SP2. So we're getting close here. All right, SP1, there you go, cooperate. Throw another SP1. Hit into his block to induce it. Counter it with a heavy. A lot of interactive damage going on here with the Nova Flames and the Power Sting every time he throws a special. And we just decided to go balls to the wall and finish him right there. So, pretty good fight there. Pretty good fight. Didn't take any hits, but as you can see, I almost lost all my health just from block damage from that SP2. So the last one, this is going to be a very methodical fight here. It's going to be Hulkbuster. Don't remember the nodes. Hopefully I show it to you guys. Let's see. Hit Me, I Dare You. It's going to be a lot of armor. Crit Me, spite armor if you hit a crit. But the Dode node reduces your chance to crit the opponent if you have, for each buff you have on you and each debuff on the opponent. So basically this is mostly a crit free fight. So it's going to be very long. So really what I'm going to be relying on here is the fact that Magneto, whenever he has a class disadvantage, he pretty much ignores it. And because Hulkbuster is a metal champ, that'll mitigate a lot of his utility as a defender and as an attacker. Obviously, I want to try to get rid of that armor. That armor can be pretty sick. Now, I will say if you do not have a shock immune champ, this fight, that shock damage when you break his armor is going to take a lot of damage from you. Because, like I said, I didn't one-shot this guy when I faced him the first time because I didn't realize how much that shock damage did. Because normally when you fight Hulkbuster, that shock damage is not much, where you can just use willpower. You can heal back more than the shock that you're taking. But like I said, with this big attack bonus, I guess it scales that shock damage. And that shock damage, I just totally underestimated it. And also, I tried to use Guillotine 99 because it was a path that gave me a good opportunity to ramp her up. So I thought I could just easily just have her ramped up and kill this guy. But for some reason, I guess that gold node, whenever he had that debuff on him with the degeneration and when I had my armor active, it didn't allow me to crit him at all. And well, to the point where like all of my attacks didn't deal any secondary damage. Like, so it was just basic. It was like, it was almost as if I was a robot that just got all of his abilities taken away by Medusa. So no hits were critting, and of course he doesn't crit anyway. So that fight just took forever and a day. I mean, I did a good job not evading the special, but that fight, literally, I had to quit the fight because it literally, I I would say that the Abyss Luke Cage fight probably, or some of these Abyss fights probably be long shorter than that attempt. But that's a beefy fella because the thing about it, the more you hit him, the more armor that he has with that hit me, I dare you. So the longer, so I was dealing like double digit damages per hit. I mean, it was nothing. So as you can see, I'm hitting him with only 480 off my mediums here. So you can imagine with Guillotine 99, and this is with ability accuracy reduction. So with Guillotine 99, by this point, he probably had like 10 arm, like 10 to 15 armors, and it just wasn't dealing any damage at all. And it was only going to get worse and worse the longer the fight got. So that's why I just quit the fight. I mean, because I do have a life to live. That fight probably been an hour long. And I just don't have that concentration and don't. Fingers probably got tired and would have died anyway. So I just quit the fight and brought somebody else. I did have, I think I had Warlock or who had the ability to armor break. But actually, I think I might have just reset the whole quest because I realized that that thorns damage is just, I didn't have anybody else to counter because I thought Guillotine 99 would be an easy matchup, but it wasn't. So what we're doing here, we're going to build to SB3 and let the bleeds, but he shrugs off quite a bit of those bleeds, only 3 of them converted. So we got to try to think of a different strategy here. As now, the cool thing about this is that when I did get rid of his armor, he put like a pretty long armor break on me. And actually that gave me willpower to heal, or whenever he throws his special, I think that's what it does. If the ability accuracy is not in place, because normally every time Hulkbuster throws a special, you automatically get an armor break, but the ability accuracy reduction is preventing that. So now my idea is here's to armor break him to at least get rid of that, so that we can do more raw damage to him. So every once in a while when he throws that special, he applies that armor break. So this pretty much makes up for the block damage that I'm taking. The willpower from his armor break is healing that lost health back. So dying really doesn't come in jeopardy unless I just get hit. So this is just a very slow, methodical fight. And I saw a couple of videos. I may use some in the Abyss because there are some methodical fights you can use on him for one-shots. And I don't care about the amount of time it takes. I just care about the amount of items and units. So like that Killmonger fight, some of these metal champs like Darkhawk and MODOK, and even facing the likes of what's her name? And that heal there just totally got reversed there, so that just killed them there. But that's that. So that's 7.1.3. Hope you guys enjoyed that there. Had to use a little small energy boost there. But please like, share, and subscribe. And hope you guys enjoyed time with family today. There will be more videos later on tonight.